Chapter 6. Generational Echoes. I didn't realize I was repeating history until it was too late. When I was growing up, I watched my father love loudly and live recklessly. He was charming, always knew how to make people laugh, how to light up a room. But beneath the surface, there were patterns I didn't understand until they showed up in my own life. Affairs, disappearing acts, smiles that covered secrets, and a silence that always followed the storm. Back then, I told myself I'd never be like him. I would never make the same mistakes, never hurt the people I loved the way he hurt us. I thought awareness alone would protect me. But awareness without healing is just a mirror you're afraid to look into. And eventually, what we don't heal, we repeat. I didn't cheat because I didn't care. I cheated because I had never learned what to do with pain. I had never learned how to sit with sadness without trying to escape it. My father never taught me that. He taught me how to run, how to smile through dysfunction, how to bury truth beneath charm and distraction. And I learned those lessons well. What I didn't learn was how to process grief, how to talk about fear, how to confront the emptiness inside instead of trying to fill it with people, places, or performance. No one taught me that healing wasn't just about prayer. It was about honesty, about going back and facing the roots of the wound, not just trimming the visible damage. So I copied what I saw, not consciously, not with intent, but with muscle memory. With broken tools passed down from broken people who never learned to heal themselves. I became a woman who wore the pain of a little girl who was never fully seen, and I masked it well, until I didn't. There were moments I caught myself in the middle of it all, mid-conversation, mid-decision, mid-destruction, and thought, this isn't me. But it was. It was the part of me that had never been dealt with. The unhealed, unseen, untouched version of me that was still searching for something I couldn't name. I wasn't just battling depression. I was battling legacy. The legacy of survival over vulnerability. The legacy of hiding instead of healing. The legacy of thinking love has to hurt, that intimacy is earned through performance, that silence is safer than truth. And that legacy didn't start with me. I thought I had escaped it by getting married, by having children, by going to church. But pain doesn't care about your titles. Unhealed wounds don't respect the roles you take on. If anything, they show up even louder when you try to cover them with responsibilities. I saw my father in myself more than I wanted to admit. Not in his loudness, but in his avoidance. In the way he disappeared emotionally even when he was physically present. In the way he couldn't hold space for his own wounds, so he passed them on to everyone around him. And now, I was doing the same. I became a woman raising children while still being one herself on the inside. And I could feel the weight of it. How easy it is to transfer pain without realizing it. How quickly unspoken trauma becomes generational. But this time, something shifted. Somewhere in the shame, I started to feel the stirrings of truth, of responsibility, of clarity. I didn't want to be a mirror of what broke me. I wanted to be the interruption. I wanted to be the moment the pattern stopped. Not because I was stronger, but because I was finally aware. And awareness is the first seed of healing. I couldn't go back and rewrite the past. I couldn't undo the decisions I had made. But I could choose to stop making them. I could choose to face the truth instead of running from it. I could choose to feel instead of numb, to speak instead of silence, to break cycles instead of continuing them. And maybe that's what legacy could become. Less about repeating what we inherited and more about rebuilding what we never had. Maybe my children wouldn't have to carry what I carried. Maybe I could be the first chapter in a new story. But first, I had to finish living the old one. And that meant facing every echo, every pattern, every lie I had believed, and replacing them with truth. Even if it broke me open, even if it took years. Because freedom is worth that fight. And I was finally ready to begin.